second. Hello? 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 Hello, hello?
Anything?
Yeah, this should work, right? Come on, tell me you hear me.
Try something else.
Sound is on.
Is the
La 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 la. Okay.
I hope you can hear me.
Hello. Good morning. July 2020 IAMX Mental Health Gathering.
Boom.
Always sounds so sad, but it's not, as you know. That's why I made this little clip we posted today.
Very noisy. It's very noisy.
It's very noisy. What does noisy mean? There's no noise here. Shall we turn the AC off?
You could try that.
Also, Chris, just a little advice. Don't take every little comment for granted.
But she said that.
I really hate it when Chris reads
and he said
the chat
that.
because everything is the truth for Chris. That's the reason he's not allowed to read any comments usually. Okay, still noisy?
Still noisy.
It's not noisy. It's fine. All right. Well.
A hot mic.
So, you want to get started?
On what?
Well, you said you start with, you know what. It's going to be a cheeky
I'll
one.
start with what I fucking want.
I feel it in my bones. Right. Okay. So,
Hey beauties, how are you?
we're hosting this for the first time on YouTube because we can't be asked with, well, okay, let me rephrase that. Because we would like to try out new platforms and see what's happened during Corona times, because everyone improved their live streaming setups very quickly, mainly to do with music, I guess, or business meetings, because nothing can happen in person anymore. So it's quite exciting, actually, for the streaming world, I think. And so we used to host everything on crowdcast.io/IMX. And that's still where you can watch all the previous gatherings for free. But we'll just start trying out different platforms over the next weeks and see which one we like best, which one you like best, and which one works the best. Bloody hell. This sound thing obviously was my mistake, so I'm going to own that one.
I think it is a little noisy, but if you can stomach that, we'll just continue.
Can you just talk into your mic as well?
We'll stomach that. We'll just continue.
What have you consumed this morning?
I don't know. I just feel good.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's
You feel
see.
good? You feel good?
I feel good. I feel really good. Really good.
Mm.
So let's make sure all of you out there feel good. So we're doing this gathering just to check in, see how Corona is treating you. I hope nobody got it. I hope no one's suffering from it. I hope nobody lost anybody. I know some of you did because we got some emails. So we can't do anything about that, but we can, except for telling you to wear your fucking masks. Seriously, everywhere in the world. Rule or not, fucking wear your mask.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, don't be a
I
cunt.
feel a bit aggro today.
You feel
It's
aggressive.
not really, it goes against anything we recommend in here usually, but
What? IMX is not aggressive? I mean, it's a little bit, right?
yeah, at times.
What?
Wait a second, we went down. We're back. One sec. Okay. we were gone for a second. Now we're back. This video you're seeing is delayed. Okay, so don't look there. That's the truth. There we go. That's what we want. Nothing else you need for mental health.
Anybody out there? That wasn't a Pink Floyd reference. You and me in our playhouse, living in a veil we never need to go without. Memories bring no joy or peace. We are alone, and all we need tuning out of the poison every waking day, intolerance to overcome. Fortunes won by the boys with the guns. We are alone, nowhere to run. Bernadette, you are my liberty. I celebrate the day that you changed my history of life and death. Will always lead you into love and regret. But you have answered. I have the key for the door to Bernadette. Da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Thank you. Well, that's it. That's all people needed, I think.
Did that brighten your day?
Judging by the comments, it sure did. So we got some questions from you. We gave you an email address.
From you, for me.
From you, for him. We have an email address that is for these gatherings only, and you can write Chris and me there. It's happiness@imxmusic.com. And some people sent questions there, so I'll read some of those in a second. You can also ask questions in the chat right now because I won't check the emails during the stream.
I'd like to say that I'm not a medical professional.
Yes.
Medical doctor.
This is not a therapy substitute, but hopefully it can give you some ideas on how to deal with stuff in your brain. So anyway, that email gets only checked by Chris and me, so you can write things to us. Stay anonymous if you want to. Nobody else is going to read that ever. Right. So, you ready?
Always ready.
Okay. Here is a question. Okay, well, very long questions. Shortest question is by Asna. How do you feel knowing that your music has saved the lives of many?
Very good. Very happy to help in my tiny way.
You know what? I'll just turn you up a bit.
It might be the microphone. I think we've got a little faulty. Music is a doorway, a vessel into a deeper state of mind that can be therapeutic. Sometimes the darker and more introspective and soul-searching the music, the more therapeutic it can be. Some people just like to feel happy and like to move with music, but I find that music in its most exposing form is the best for my mental well-being. I stopped listening to music in general through no kind of huge decision. It just happened over time because I make so much music, and making my own music, saying what I want through that vessel tends to be enough for me. It's important to me that IAMX music is authentic and mindful in a way. You may not think at first that you would call it a mindful way of expression, but authenticity is mindful in its essence, I believe. There's a kind of double-edged sword to writing songs. It's ultra selfish in a way, because it is a form of therapy. It is a way of dealing with your own demons, and the fact that you can help others by doing that is like a win-win situation, really. Everybody wants to hear other humans talking about their life experiences, so I'm very happy to be able to. I'm very happy that my life experiences and my words can have some kind of effect. Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
Here is a question by Alan. Warm regards to Chris and the IAMX team. I'm delighted to see that a forthcoming mental health gathering has been planned and scheduled for just below an hour from now. Oh, so he asked this an hour ago. And I'd like to submit a short but hopefully interesting question for everyone. My question is...
Hello, Alan.
As of late, I have noticed that much of the artists I follow have begun politicizing their art, be it in music, film, literature, and so on. Some of my favorite tracks from IAMX, however, are deeply political, or at the very least come with a political tinge in message, such as President, Volatile Times, or All Cruel Darkness, Embrace Me. Given this, I would like to ask, what are your thoughts on art entering politics versus politics entering art? Do you believe this dichotomy is sensible when creating, or perhaps you see no difference between it? Best wishes, Alan.
It's a minefield, I think, for artists. Well, definitely for me. I'm always focused on putting my energy into the music or into the visuals or whatever it is that I'm doing. I'm obviously a very, if you are any kind of enlightened being, you will be reflecting the nature of the times. But I feel that the most change that I can make is through the art. I don't know if I would have the patience to follow it through in an actively political role. My honest answer, I don't know if I could follow that through, but I can follow through with music. So people have asked me over the years, why don't I become more vocal about things through social networking and things like that. Well, if I'm honest, it's really because I'm focused on other things, and I don't want to derail my focus. Music, art in general has the power to change minds. I don't think politics does. I think it's just a cycle that keeps coming around. And whereas art there's something timeless in it. And it's just my opinion. But, I can I can read a book from a Greek philosopher from 2,000 or 3,000 years ago and still feel that it's completely relevant right now. And that's the power of art, words, music, all of those things. I can expand on that if you'd like me to.
No, let's get cramming more questions. Right?
I also just don't go online, so there's a part of me that does hide from all of that, because it's always going on. It always has been going on. I don't know if that's ever going to stop. The evolution of mindfulness may be a way in of mental health awareness. I think that's why I find this so important. I feel like it's a backdoor to change, and that in conjunction with art and music seems to be a very powerful combination. So yes, mindfulness, as it evolves, as we get better at it. Because if you are mindful, if you are truly mindful, you are self-aware, you are humane, you are all the things that we want humanity to be. And we have ways of controlling our egos. And when we're not reflected like that, as 80%, some people say 99% of humanity is...
99.9.
99.999 recurring. So let's try this for a while, see if we can penetrate the psyche of others with gatherings and mental health, mindfulness, awareness.
Yes, agreed. Agreed on everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Was that a 7.5?
That was just more. No,
No,
it's more than
5.
that. No.
Right.
No, that was pretty close to 10, I would
Waiting
say.
for the German seal of approval.
Right. Okay. So here is another question by Little Mo. Hello, my
Little
beauties.
Mo.
Dearest Christopher and Janine. Dearest Little Mo. Would you have any advice on how to deal with insecurity of these pandemic days? Especially in culture life, nothing is sure. Hard time to plan anything. I'm afraid it may take a really long time, and this uncertainty is killing me, mainly if we work in the music world, which she does, as we know.
Okay.
I think. Also, very important question for many fans. How does it look with the IAMX acoustic tour? Is there a chance you would do it now, or you'll have to move it again? Thank you. Please stay safe. Take care. Much love. Forever yours, Little Mo. Black Heart.
Thank you, Little Mo. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. Thank you. Wow, yes. Well, look, we are in unprecedented times. We are attempting to navigate something we've never navigated before. So it's all up for grabs. Now's the time to change your life, if you're going to do it, I guess. We are every day creatively exploring avenues to get this music and this message out there. Online is obviously the easiest way right now. I'd love to do open air concerts. I still think there's some mileage in that. I'd like to do something out here in the desert. I keep banging on about it, but obviously I can't make that happen myself.
Which leads us back to politics in a way, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I believe you can make most things happen if you really want them to.
With the raging virus out here, especially where we are.
I just think we will find ways, and those ways will become interesting, and maybe very, very interesting, cool things will come out of this. But we have to step up and force certain things, just in terms of stepping up in terms of mental strength and resilience and patience and creativity.
I did a whiny tweet the other day, and I'll never do it again.
Good. Complaining shrinks your brain.
It does.
Stop complaining.
Complaining shrinks your brain.
Okay.
Complaining shrinks your brain.
Yes. There are no problems, only challenges. Right, Polsky? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's why we're here. We're here to deconstruct this, take it apart, build ourselves back up into a better version of what we were.
We all need it. I mean, I think it's okay to feel a bit insecure at times, because there's so much unknown for so many people. I've talked to a lot of people. I just happen to know a lot of hermits, it turned out, which are kind of thriving in this. But obviously there's then the financial question mark comes in, or whatever. I think the best thing is to try and connect with, as always, really, try and connect with like-minded people. Try and stay positive, and try and be creative in coming up with new ways of living and working, and
take chances, take opportunities. Don't get complacent. Be vigilant with your own mind. Wake up in the morning and question your depressive thoughts. If you wake up with that, if you find yourself sluggish and depressed and anxious, question it and take it apart. Look at it. What is it?
Stop slobbing about in your pajamas. Don't do it. Put on something nice.
Get your face on.
Have a little dance.
Get a coffee inside you and work on shit.
As for the tour, I think it's pretty safe to say, hello management, no message yet. So I guess I'm allowed. I think it's pretty safe to say that we're going to have to move the dates, which pretty much has been done. We're almost ready to announce the new dates. So it's still happening. Of course it's going to happen. It has to happen. it's such a special and beautiful tour. Just Chris and guitar in churches and planetarium and just really beautiful places.
Yes, I've rethought, whatever it is, my approach to it to make it as smooth and as practical as possible. I'm thinking of just doing what I just did. I had planned lots of little clever technical additions, but maybe it should just be pure and stripped down. That would be much more practical to take on the road in these questionable times.
Yeah, so there'll be news coming your way soon, but yeah, obviously
We are still committed to doing that. We want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Let's see where things take us. Thank you for your question. Okay, next question. Okay. Now we have two people that just need a little bit of words of encouragement from you.
Okay.
First one is anonymous. Originally, I was going to ask that Chris sing a line or two from my favorite song, but a lot of deeply horrific things have been happening in my life lately. Is it too much to ask for Chris to say, with as much conviction as he can muster, that I can do this and everything will be okay? Thank you in advance, and I hope you guys aren't frying in that California sun. I think this probably goes for many people, so...
Well, of course you can do this. Goes without saying, but I'm going to say it. You're not in touch with your inner strength right now, but it is there. You are infinite, infinitely strong, infinitely wise, and you will be fine. I truly believe that.
Thank you.
And I'm sending much, much love your way.
Okay, thank you, Chris. And then the other one that needs a bit of love right now from all of us. So I'm just here. Okay. This is by Andrea from Germany.
Hello, Andrea.
I don't know if she's here right now, but she'll probably watch it later. Either way. Hi, beauties. I need you all more than ever. My son, Matthias, 24 years old, living in Chile with his father and his father's new family, was diagnosed with lung cancer last week. Ugh, God in heaven. His chemo started last Friday. I'm quite an introvert, so not many friends. My closest family is either in Chile or Munich. I live in Hanover, Germany, which is quite a bit away from Munich, at the other end of Germany. So besides my husband, I have no one to turn to. Please join me in sending Matthias lots of strength, energy and faith to deal with this fucked up diagnosis and fight this battle. You are my tribe, although I don't know any one of you. I belong here and I love you, Andrea. Oh,
That's beautiful. Thank you, Andrea. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's unimaginable right now. Can't even pretend to know how that feels. But I'm sending you incredible positivity and strength and endless love. You are part of this with us. We love our tribe. Correct?
yes, we do.
And we will continue to nurture this. I think this is very important. Thank you for feeling comfortable enough to talk about that.
And all the best to you and your son. Okay, so I don't know if she's here right now, but you know, everyone in the chat is also sending love.
Yeah.
So, of course, like our beautiful people do. Okay, so a lot of people in the gatherings contact us that are creatives and are having a block
Mm-hmm.
because of either negative thoughts or maybe being locked in a room for too many weeks or whatever. So I have two questions about that kind of topic. The first one is very short and to the point, so let's start with that one by Nettie. Good morning, Chris and Janine. I'm a very creative person with anxiety at times. I've been getting a horrible creative block lately. What do you two do when you get a creative block? Any suggestions? I love you both, Nettie.
Write about it. Write about that very thing that you are facing. Creativity has an incredible way of worming its way out of things. If you reframe it in the right way, that made me kind of excited when you said that. It's a bit of a strange reaction, but
in what way? Like
what you're describing there is kind of creativity waiting to explode, and I think that's sort of relating to that in the past is usually when I feel empty and numb and blocked. That's often the best time to get in there and work through it. So use it.
Is it hard? Is it like a barrier you need to overcome, or?
It can be. I mean, that's the challenge of being creative. At times, it can be. It's a whole range of emotions for me. It can be comforting. It can be annoying, challenging. Sometimes you have to work really hard. Sometimes it just flows. Sometimes it makes you feel good. Sometimes it makes you feel like shit. But the fact is, you have flow, and you're talking about a block. A block sounds like an opportunity to me. It feels like you could use that. Talk about how blank you are. Everybody feels that. You know, you talk about how shit you feel and how dragged down by it, the virus you are, or whatever it is you're facing at that time.
I mean,
and just be authentic to the feeling that you're feeling at that time, even if it's nothing. Many people can relate to feeling nothing.
Which you have written about, in fact.
And those are the times when, I mean, often that's been my doorway to get out of that feeling, is to use it. I think a song like Sorrow is a great example of using the very thing that you're talking about to turn it on its head and to take away its power and to feed your own creative superpower. So use the block. Get excited by it.
Elizabeth says, as a painter, I get art block sometimes myself, and I very much agree with this advice. And
I think there's something to do with the self-confidence thing, self-doubt as well. There's a kind of fizzing undercurrent of self-doubt that sometimes comes with blocks. Use that too.
Someone says there's a book called Panegyric. I don't know how to say that word. And it's basically all about a man overcoming writer's block. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Usually you guys suggest good books. So panegyric. Okay. Wait, I'm going to just quickly copy it before it goes away. Okay.
I mean, that's the beauty of creativity, is that it's, you can write about fucking anything, right? And you can, as long as it's authentic, anybody will be able to relate to that. Because we're humans. And we all have similar experiences.
Yeah, and I mean, we have so many people here contacting us about being blocked that I'm sure if you write about it, a lot of people will be able to relate to it. So, yeah. Abigail says, I was a machine at the start of quarantine, but now my self-worth is tied too much into my art. So when I have creative block, I have virtually no self-worth, and I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, that sounds like you have quite a strong ego in your way. That could be something to look at. Whether it's kind of hint of a victim ego, it could be. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're feeling helpless, talk about it. All of these things, I mean, it's amazing. All of these things can be turned upside down and used. The power of the mind. If you let your ego run rampant and live in the past, or if you live anxious about the future, it will eat you up, and you will be blocked for longer. So it could help to do a little bit of therapy, a little bit of mindfulness to activate your self-awareness and, maybe deconstruct your ego a little bit. And if it is a victim ego, then that's okay. Talk about it.
I liked what you just said, that it's just one of the many things, exercises you can do to kind of turn your thought that's nagging in your head into the opposite. See what happens.
Yeah.
How that feels. It's amazing sometimes.
Is it the truth? Ask yourself that question when you have challenging thoughts.
I was just made aware by Owls that I wasn't considering the questions that had been previously submitted to Crowdcast, where we originally were planning to host the gathering. Sorry for that. I'm going to go to those right now. Okay, and I'm going to just start with the first one.
Absolutely.
Question by Jeremiah. Hi, Mr. Chris and Miss Janine.
Hello, Jeremiah.
Could you please talk in general about the emotion and experience of disappointment and how to mindfully detach from it or positively respond to or manage it? I am an oldster, closer to the end than the start. That explains why you ask such good questions. And it seems to have become the defining word of my life. Oh. Disappointed in dysfunctional family, self, friends, work experience, and now in my country, the US. It's really depressing and sad. Thanks.
Yes, this is a big one. Disappointment, expectations of others. Things not going the way you would like them to go. It's again, it's a little bit of a minefield, but I have to come back to mindfulness as a powerful tool to just accept the isness of others. The biggest challenge is relationships, of course, and your expectations of others. Family is probably one of the biggest triggers around for anxiety and depression and anger.
I think a lot of family issues can be solved with therapy. I think in my case, definitely that was the case. A few years here, a few years there of chewing through
from your
family
point
stuff.
of view.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be a realistic approach.
Can I just finish one sentence here?
Fuck that shit. There has to be a realistic approach. So you have to do the dance between working on yourself and also working on the environment that you're putting yourself into. If you're working on yourself, you can challenge all of the negative thoughts that you're having, the disappointments, the high expectations that will never be reached by others. You can try and turn that around a little bit with a bit of mindfulness, which can ease you into accepting that others are challenged, and you can nurture your compassion. This is a very good tool in mindfulness, and you start to see it is possible to see that there is very little otherness in others. There is this underlying oneness that we always forget about, and we cut ourselves off from others, and therefore these disappointments grow, expectations grow. There's that side, there's the whole mindfulness side, but there's also the practical side of maybe tweaking your life in a way that reduces triggers. That's not always possible. You might want to move away from certain people. You might want to filter out toxic relationships in your life.
And I always add here at this point that it really helps to think, this person isn't good for me right now. That doesn't mean it's a bad person, or I'll never deal with that person again, or I'm a bad person for removing myself. Just, you don't have to, we tend to add lots of stuff. Oh, I have to cut all ties with this person because that person is bad for me, and I'm going to tell that person that, and then I will go away. Or, we're so rigid in our thinking, and none of that has to be the case. You don't even have to tell anyone. You could just do it and test it a bit and see how it works, and always keep in mind it's just a human being that has their own things, challenges they're dealing with, and you just don't fit right now.
It's tough.
It's not easy,
you
but
probably have deep-rooted core issues from childhood, or not even from childhood, but just perpetual kind of triggering situations that keep pushing that disappointment button, and those old expectations.
We got stuck. Oh, we're coming back. No.
Are we back?
Yes. No. 1 second. Yeah, back. It's kind of going up and down.
Are we back?
No, wait. Okay. Looks like we might be back. Yeah. I'm just waiting a little bit.
Are we back?
Okay, we're back. Yeah. It's looking good. Don't know what that was, but I think I stopped Chris as it stopped. So keep going.
So that was heard, what I'd said.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I hope so.
So yeah, the disappointment button. It has to be a kind of recipe, a dance between the two. You're not gonna just flick a switch, a therapy switch, and suddenly that will all go away. There has to be a lot of work, repetitive work, reprogramming bad habits.
Okay. We are back.
If you go to menu,
We're back.
We're back.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk for a second. I'm just gonna.
I talk. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. No. What am I gonna do?
Coming back.
Okay, you're coming back. I completely forgot the. Oh yeah. Hi, I'm out of focus, and I'm all by myself. Oh, here I am in focus. I just wanted to repeat something I think is really important that Chris said. The two things you can actually control is what you're thinking and how you relate to things in your life, and how you judge others and so on, and also who you surround yourself with, well, and what environment you live in and which people you let into your life. You can't change people, so spending a lot of time thinking about how disappointing they are in your eyes is kind of, it's almost a waste of time. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all spend a lot of time doing that, but it never really helps. So those two things you can get in control of. Also,
I think high priority is nurturing compassion for others.
It's
is
so
nurturing
important.
that kind of underlying oneness that we don't naturally feel. We have little moments of it. The oneness with nature. I mean, humans are part of that. It's difficult, but it's not impossible, and there may be an element of you may need a radical change, and you may have to drive that change. Often change is driven by some kind of crisis. If you don't have that crisis, if you're always living on the tipping point but never being tipped over, then that can be painful, difficult, depressing. So you may have to drive some kind of radical enlightenment in your life, or it will happen to you, or it won't. It really depends. There's no black and white here, but you are the navigator of your own happiness, and there are many ways, scientific, spiritual, if you want to use that word, also to amplify your happiness. Lots of different therapies. So
I think the word disappointment includes the feeling of not being in control and things happening to you, and I think that is a good one to work on, to get out of. I feel like if you own your part in that, in creating that feeling, then you can start changing things. It might be hard to admit that maybe you create some of that disappointment, not all of it, but some of it. But once you do, then you can say, okay, well, what do we do about it? Let's get started, and at least you can take care of your own part. But I would like to also talk about this disappointment of Americans in their country, because I feel like, I don't know what it's like in other countries. I get this a lot here in America, and I understand that a lot of people are disappointed in the current president and the way the country deals with the coronavirus and all of that. But if you would just, if you would sit down and make a list of all the things that are great about the US right now, and also all the things that are bad, I bet you will find hundreds more good things. And if you look at other countries and the madness that's happening there, sometimes it helps to just see how others are in a much worse situation.
There's always madness.
There's always madness. There'll be
terrible things happening.
Yeah, all the time.
And unfortunately, we have unlimited access to that now. Our ancestors didn't have that, even though life was probably much more brutal. It's a really good book by Steven Pinker. I think, is it The Blank Slate? It's the one after that, sorry. I'd have to look that up, the title. But he talks about how things, if you frame them in the right way, or if you just look at the statistics, life is much, much better than it ever was. But we're circumventing that by allowing ourselves to be dragged away with negative thoughts and bombarded by daily news that isn't really the truth of our everyday lives. It may be for some, and it's not. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get passionate about change and politics. I think it's good to be interested in all of that stuff, but there has to be a concerted effort to make sure that you've got the facts, and that you're not just emotionally responding to news which is controlled by big companies and politics in general. You know, everything is owned by those people anyway. So you're I think it's important for you to get a grip on your own well-being by questioning, not in a conspiratorial way, is that the word? But
I wouldn't know.
In a purely factual way, what is actually happening and what is the truth, and what you should take on for your own mental well-being, and what you should leave. You can filter. You should start right now and filter news. You should either, if social media is making you depressed, stop it. If you're looking at news in a kind of car crash mentality where you can't help but see what the fuck Trump is doing every day, try and stop it.
Enlightenment Now, I think, is the book, right?
Enlightenment Now is
by Steven Pinker.
No, there's another one.
Blank Slate, I think.
No, there's another one. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Anyway, go and read Steven Pinker. It's quite helpful to put things in perspective, and so try to get a handle on your input and have quite a vigilant filter, but stay healthily concerned for humanity if you give a shit, and I think you probably do, because that has an impact on your own life. But filter it. There's things like gossip, and I've always found gossip to be, even though there's a lightness and an enjoyment for a lot of people with that, there's also an incredible amount of comparing and probably quite negative impact on your own self-worth if you're always looking at the rich and the famous and the beautiful, and it will have an effect on humanity over time. The next generation will probably be. We're probably seeing it already. Social media is incredible impact on kids, and as it does adults. Filter. Be vigilant. You know what's important.
Check out what's happening in Poland right now. If you're disappointed in the US, maybe that'll help. And many other countries. It's really, we're not just lightly putting things down. We're just saying it doesn't help to go with that feeling, and it'll stop you from changing things, really.
Yeah, the last thing you want is a world outside making you feel powerless.
Yeah.
If it activates you to do something, to write or to change or to go out and be politically motivated, then that's great. But it's most of the time it's not. It's just numbing people down and making people feel helpless, which is exactly what politicians want to do to the masses, to keep them in line, and that's
you're getting all political there.
I mean, that's just common sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's power, and power is just different forms of controlling masses of people, and it's a very perverted but quite efficient system in this capitalist society.
Okay, let's cram in another question here. Okay, here's a question by Owls. Okay, Owls is the one that reminded me of using the crowdcast questions. So
Hello. Hello, Owls.
hi. Hello, and thank you for this stream. I need it now.
I need it
Duda?
now.
Duda, the guy who said that LGBT are not human and who plans to make all queer expression, sex ed, and abortion illegal, just won the presidential election. That means his party is the law, judge and executioner now. LGBT,
This?
I don't know. Is that Poland or where is that? Sorry, but I for reasons mentioned in the last answer, I do not check the news very much at the moment.
Filtered.
That means his party is the law, judge and executioner now. LGBT houses are being marked with graffiti. People are attacked in broad daylight, and it all looks way too much like Berlin in the 1930s. We tried to fight back. It didn't work. I don't know what's left now. Yeah, that's in Poland, and that people have been on the streets for this for ages, but
It's been coming for a long time.
because of Corona, they couldn't go on the streets, and this happened. So, and then a few add-ons to the question. Well, sorry to be a sad shit, but I feel better knowing people from outside this cesspit of a country know what's happening. Multiple cities report that the official count doesn't match what they reported, and expats were removed from the system a day before the election took place. Interesting. Yes. I feel like we almost
The ebbs and
said what we
flows
think about this.
of ignorance,
Yeah.
of how it grows and dissipates and then grows again, dissipates.
I think that's
It's nauseating.
that's the reason we are doing these gatherings as well. One of the big reasons to show you that there is a different way of connecting with others. There's a different truth to life than media circumstances. You know, I hope this doesn't sound like dismissive
Dismissive.
dismissive to you. Obviously we all agree that this is disgusting, but what we're trying to do here is not to create more negative feelings by reading the news or by getting angry and disappointed about the wrong things. We're trying to strengthen this connection that we all have, because we all listen to Chris's lyrics and we feel some kind of truth. So and that's what we have, and that's what we can live by. And that's a whole other dimension in the world that isn't talked about in the news, but it's probably way bigger in our lives than those things that will pass, that always have passed.
Yes. It's very difficult to not sound dismissive, because obviously we don't live in that society.
Exactly.
I mean, we've toured
in that situation.
We've toured in Poland a lot, and I have felt elements of that kind of ignorance, as I do in a lot of places in the world. And the climate seems to be kind of going back to medieval times. Wouldn't it be beautiful if the world would just continuously evolve into a transcendent state of bliss? That takes a lot of work. You wouldn't believe it, really. You would expect humanity to want to get better, but there's so much tribalism still, and so much division. I mean, think about the US. It's just all about division. It's amazing this society still exists. I mean, they've got time. I guess they could self-implode. Yeah. So I think Germany's quite an interesting example. Many people vote Germany to be the world's best country. Do you know that?
No. Well, I've been told by cab drivers and I don't know, people I run into here. usually immigrants that came here.
But it's
that I'm crazy for leaving Germany.
It's quite interesting. Obviously, their trajectory, their history, their extreme issue that they overcame. It's like a human trying to awaken, but on a global, on a national scale. That it took that. It could be that it took nationalism, National Socialism, and Hitler to actually fundamentally change society.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that that's what's required, but there's an interesting correlation between crisis and change. You would think that Poland would have had a similar movement, because they were so oppressed by Germany, but it doesn't seem to have happened.
It's actually, when we're there, it feels like such a modern country, such a...
Well, Warsaw and Krakow.
Yeah, right.
Of
we
course.
Get to see the big cities and we get to meet the beautiful people. So it's tough to get a full picture of a country
Mm-hmm.
the way we travel through them. But
we get a picture of our people, of our tribe.
yeah,
and
they're
that's
the
beautiful.
same anywhere we go, which is amazing.
And I can see that there's a kind of oppressed hunger in places like that,
Mm-hmm.
because there is a deep-rooted ignorance still there, which I don't know why it is, but I'm wishing you the best. Stay connected with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got stuck a few times, so you get a bonus question. Let's see. Okay. Send a question in the chat and we'll answer it. The last question of today. We currently have no other streams scheduled. Oh, wait a second. I think I had some ticker that didn't run yet. 1 second. Boom. Okay. This is all the information you need to watch previous mental health gatherings and send us an email and so on. If you would like to support IAMX, you know what to do. Join our membership on patreon.com/IAMX.
And get deeper into the tribe.
Yeah, much deeper, so deep. It's good there. It feels good there. Very deep. Anyway, oh yeah, the questions are coming. Sorry, yes. Are they?
I'll answer anything you want. I'm feeling perky.
Come on then, give me something wrong.
Give me something wrong. I want a wrong question.
I like this. Come on. Okay, come on. Let's do a. Oh my god, so many things. Okay, Sini wants to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever suffer from obsessions and compulsions, Chris?
Obsessions. I have work obsessions, you could say. Artistic obsessions when I'm working. Compulsions. I'm not OCD. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't pretend to be OCD. I mean, I like straight lines and stuff like that. Don't like curves. But
I don't think you're OCD.
no, I don't think I'm OCD. I'm just a little bit work obsessed when I'm doing it, and that's kind of ultra focus.
Which leads to how did the Gary Newman video shoot go?
Oh, very good. I just shot another video for Gary. Came over in a panic. We need a video.
He made us work hard.
Well, it's a good test. We, all three of us, have been working on the video situation out here. It's very nice to be self-sufficient, have everything working. So having him over was a great test. See if we can actually pull it off for others. I'm about to edit it. It looked beautiful.
Did you enjoy the last video with the girls all over you? One of which was me. Hello.
With the girls all over me.
The other one was Sammy Doll.
How could I not like girls all over me?
I liked it too. Especially the part where I grab your parts.
Grab my parts?
In red underpants.
I thought there'd
Way
be a
too
nice
short of an edit.
little pop of red colour coming out. Would look good in the edit.
Yeah.
So I wore those especially for you.
So for your mental well-being, why don't you right now move to our channel? You probably are on our channel. I don't know how it looks for you when you watch this video, but the featured video should be the Surrender acoustic video.
Ah. Go and watch me
parts.
get caked up.
Yeah. Sit on cakes and shit like that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, the sitting on the cake thing, actually, that was...
God, that felt good.
I have to give credit to a friend of ours, Tiffany, who had considered doing that as a job. When she was sick of the music industry, she's just said to me, I think I'm going to just sit on cakes.
It's true.
And that stuck in my mind for a while.
I wonder if she ever sat on a cake.
I don't know.
I don't think
We'll have to
so.
ask her.
Maybe in private she did.
I can imagine Tiffany sitting on cakes.
I'd totally watch that.
Yeah. So then I thought, well, maybe the IAMX people should sit on cakes. And, feel free, all of you out there, if you want to sit on cakes and send videos, that's totally fine.
Fine with me too.
Because we've been thinking about getting into porn anyway.
What?
You know.
Who's we?
We have.
You and the people in your head.
You and the people in my head. You and the people in me and the people in my head. It's hard times. Got to think outside the box.
Chelsea didn't know it was a thing. Yes, of course it's a thing.
Inside the box.
Lots of people make money by sitting on cakes.
I mean, we could sit on something else. Doesn't have to be a cake.
Yeah, all kinds of things.
Get creative.
Mm-hmm. So I think this is a good way, a good moment to stop.
Is it? Do we have to stop?
No, you want to keep going?
I've got nothing to do today.
I do, actually.
Okay.
But, I can let you sit here and blab for the rest of the day.
I could sit on a tractor.
Oh, yeah. So if you join the Patreon membership, you will see. So we do lots of things there, but one thing is a monthly live stream just for patrons. We call it the love stream. And in the next one, there'll be some thing called tractor porn.
Not sure what that means.
It involves Chris and a tractor. So if you want to see that, I think it's worth the money. Okay.
I'll make it good.
We love you. Stay good. Stay well. You can contact us about anything gathering related at happiness@imxmusic.com.
Have fun.
Have fun.
In every moment.
Stay with us.
Switch it to fun. Fun mode.
We love you. Bye.
Love you.